What makes a game feel good? There are many things about game design that we hear plenty of praise for, from the art and sound direction to innovative systems that revolutionize how we think about games. Despite this, there remains an unsung hero in proper level design. Now, what exactly do I mean by level design? In basic terms, level design refers to the particular environments in which games take place. As a side note, I'm pulling this definition from Robert Zubek's Elements of Game Design. If you're interested in how games are made, I highly recommend checking it out. The reason that you never really hear people talking about level design is because if it's done right, you shouldn't notice it. Think warning signs on a door that has enemies behind it. It should be something that guides the player without them even realizing it. At least, that's what I thought until I played Neon White. For those of you who haven't had the opportunity to play it, it's a game all about moving fast. Every level is a short set of platforming and shooting challenges that ultimately concludes when you reach the goal. The game starts out pretty simple, with basic ideas like you move faster on water than simply walking. But later levels become much more intense with sequences like this. So, what does level design have to do with this? Every level has a different ranking based on how long it took you to complete that level. You can earn a gold medal in most levels simply by playing well, but that often won't be enough to earn the coveted ace medals. After you finish a level with a gold medal, the game will reveal a hint token. If the player runs into this token, it will show you a little shortcut or strategy that you may have missed on your first time through. These shortcuts often save a good deal of time and make getting ace medals significantly easier. The funny thing was, after a while I actually started looking for the shortcuts without the token. Each level I would go in knowing that the game would try and trick me on my first run. Some of my favorite levels in the games were ones where I found cool skips just by looking for clues the designers left for me. Take for instance these Lotus enemies. They're pretty simple, you jump on their petals and they shoot you in a direction. Despite how simple these enemies appear, they are actually the most deceptive enemies in the entire game, and that all comes down to this little green petal. The green petals usually point towards the intended route, but often other petals will lead towards shortcuts. Just this tiny choice to make one direction a lie made finding the shortcuts on my own so much more satisfying. Telling obvious lies makes up the core of Neon White's level design. Since its levels are made with the knowledge that players will go through them multiple times, the developers can deceive the player in ways that other games simply don't have the opportunity. Take a game like Resident Evil Village. Village is a game that falls heavily into the first category of level design that I mentioned at the start of the video. Each area is made with a specific purpose in mind of guiding the player so that as many people as possible can get the intended experience without getting stuck. In a game like this, Neon White's design strategy would fall apart as players would either miss out on content or simply get confused as to what they are meant to do. Since these games have fundamentally different missions, their approach to level design has to be different as well. Now, this is all well and good, but Neon White doesn't stop there. To really analyze what makes the level design work so well, we have to look at the systems that interact with it. With that in mind, let's go into the game's weapons. Put simply, there are roughly 8 different weapons that you can acquire throughout the game, and what makes each of them interesting is how they change the movement options available to you. Now, what do I mean by this? You can do one of two things with every weapon card you get: shoot it or discard it. Discarding a weapon triggers a special ability linked with that weapon. Take the pistol for instance. Discarding this allows the player a de facto double jump. Each of these weapons allows for interesting interactions with the game's levels and often creates a puzzle of sorts when trying to solve them. Are you struggling to pull off a shortcut? Maybe there's a way to conserve a weapon that you thought you needed to discard. In this way, the game allows for multiple answers to its puzzles without giving too much power to the player. For the most part. I'd be remiss if I didn't at least mention the rocket launcher. This is a weapon that you receive relatively late into the game. The rocket launcher's base attack has similar power to the assault rifle's discard ability, and similarly allows the player to launch themselves up with a blast. The problem with this weapon is that it directly conflicts with the strict level design which, up to this point, focuses on tight movement and resource management. By allowing the player too much freedom, it becomes impossible to create a unique solution to the levels. This is a byproduct of two systems that work fine on their own, creating conflict when put together. So, what other systems are at work to make you want to keep playing? As you've probably guessed, playing through each of these levels can be exhausting. The game expects you to play through each one a minimum of 2 times for the Ace Medal and to collect each level's gift. This level of concentration over an extended period of time would no doubt exhaust most players. So, how does the game keep the player from burning out? The answer lies in those very same gifts. Each level has a collectible item which you can give to other characters once you get back to the main hub. These sections of downtime allow the player a crucial moment of rest and also act as a way of rewarding going out of your way to collect everything the game has to offer. It also helps that they're pretty entertaining and play into the game's theme of redemption, but that's a talk for another day. Having a tangible reward for the player at incremental steps helps prevent burnout and shows exactly what the player is doing all of this for. The reason Neon White feels so good to play lies in how the game wants the player to exploit any resource given to them. The game always asks the question, are you sure there isn't a faster way? This core question creates an interesting problem and makes the player want to interact with the game on a deeper level. This game is often dubbed the speedrunner's dream, and I think that this is the cause of that. At its most fundamental level, speedrunning is all about interacting with games on a much deeper level to ensure a quicker time, and this game makes that feeling more accessible than most others in its genre. Hey there, thanks for watching the video. If you thought this was interesting, give the video a like. If you disagree with me, I'd love to hear your opinion in the comments, or if you're shy, an emoji representing how interesting Neon White's levels are to help me please the algorithm. Anyway, see you next time.